a fun album. It's got something for everybody. It's got a little bit of Latin, a little bit of jazz, a little bit of hip-hop, a little bit of everything. And I think it's my best work to date, so I'm very happy about it.
First met Aaliyah. It's time for the world to hear this. I want to give up a little secret. I was in love with her. I said, but I'm not. She's just a baby. I'm old.
Hip-hop star R. Kelly did indeed marry his protege, the 15-year-old singer Aaliyah Houghton. Kelly stated his age is 27, 2 years older than he previously claimed to be. And Aaliyah produced 2 pieces of ID that appeared to show her to be 18. And most convincingly, the Detroit High School of the Performing Arts acknowledged that Aaliyah is in fact a 10th grade student there.
The secrets Aaliyah took to her grave will shock you. The famous singer and actress, known for her powerful voice and beauty, passed away too soon. But behind her success, there are mysteries and untold stories about her life.
But what I was really more tight about was that I had heard that Lenny Kravitz had offered her a jet and that Hype took the jet. So that's what really pissed me off about the situation when I heard about it.
Some believe she was controlled by powerful people in the music industry. And her marriage to R. Kelly is so sus today as it was back then, because even then people thought it was weird.
Well, man, hip-hop star R. Kelly did indeed marry his protege, the 15-year-old singer Aaliyah Houghton. Kelly stated his age is 27, 2 years older than he previously claimed to be. The Budweiser company dropped her from its Superfest tour because it felt she was too young to be on the road. And most convincingly, the Detroit High School of the Performing Arts acknowledged that Aaliyah is in fact a 10th grade student there.
And then we have the likes of Damon Dash and Jay-Z, who were literally going after her. I mean, Aaliyah was forced to grow up too soon. Let's take a closer look at the hidden side of her life.
He's her uncle. Told me to go up to Detroit and hear her sing. Once I got up to Detroit, I didn't have to hear her sing because she was glowing. I knew she had it.
Aaliyah was a young girl when she started her music career, but people did not always see her that way. From the beginning, she was given a mature image that made her seem older than she really was. Her first album was even called Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. In one of her songs, she sang about age not being important in relationships, which made many people uncomfortable. When she was asked about her real age in interviews, she often laughed and said it was a secret.
I started at such a young age, and but I feel very blessed. You know, I learned a lot. I've been doing this for 7 years now, so I totally feel like a veteran, even though I'm still very young. So,
at the same time, her team worked hard to make her look mysterious and grown up. She wore dark sunglasses, big jackets, and covered one eye with her hair. She looked like an older woman in a movie, not a teenage girl. Some music critics even compared her style to classic Hollywood actress Veronica Lake. People accepted this image and did not question it much. One magazine called her a teen siren, which meant she was seen as attractive and mature instead of a regular teenage girl. Another review said she was different from other young singers because she seemed to know what she was singing about. This showed that people believed her music was coming from the experience of an adult woman, not a teenage girl. When she left R. Kelly behind and released her second album, One in a Million, she was a little older, but the image of her as an experienced woman stayed the same. People still compared her to older female singers like Janet Jackson, who was known for her sensual style. In one of her music videos, her love interest was Genuine, an R&B singer who was almost 10 years older than her. Later, Timbaland, one of her producers, admitted that he had been in love with Aaliyah when she was just 16, even though he was 23. He said he had to stop himself from acting on his feelings. This showed how older men in the industry saw her, even when she was still a teenager. Even though nothing happened between them, it was clear that people around her did not always treat her like a child.
It was her uncle. Told me to go up to Detroit and hear her sing. Once I got up to Detroit, I didn't have to hear her sing because she was glowing. I knew she had it.
Aaliyah's situation was different from other young female stars. Many teenage pop stars had to deal with rude questions about their personal lives, like whether they were still virgins or if they had plastic surgery. But Aaliyah had to deal with even worse questions, like whether she was secretly married to R. Kelly, a much older man.
As soon as she started singing, that verified it. And from there, we became here, and everything is all good.
R. Kelly met Aaliyah in 1992. She was only 12 years old at the time. Aaliyah was a talented singer, and many people believed she could have a big career. Kelly, who was already a famous singer and producer, started working with her. He helped write and produce her music. But soon after they started working together, he began having a sexual relationship with her. In 1994, when Aaliyah was 15, she called Kelly and told him she might be pregnant. Kelly was 27 years old. In Chicago, where he lived, the legal age for consent was 17. He knew he could get into trouble if people found out about his relationship with Aaliyah. So, he came up with a plan to marry her.
Love man hip-hop star R. Kelly did indeed marry his protege, the 15-year-old singer Aaliyah Houghton. Kelly stated his age as 27, 2 years older than he previously claimed to be.
His friend and accountant, Daryl McDavid, helped him. The idea was that if they were married, she could not testify against him in court, and he would stay out of jail. To make the marriage possible, Kelly's road manager, Demetrius Smith, got fake documents for Aaliyah. McDavid gave Smith $500 in cash to bribe a government worker. The worker gave them a fake welfare card for Aaliyah. Smith also got her a work ID. These fake documents said Aaliyah was 18, which made her old enough to marry without her parents' permission. With these papers, Kelly and Aaliyah got a marriage license in Cook County, Chicago. On August 31, 1994, Kelly and Aaliyah got married in a hotel near Chicago O'Hare Airport. Right after the wedding, Kelly left to continue his music tour. Aaliyah stayed in Chicago, but soon she went back home to Detroit and told her parents.
And Aaliyah produced 2 pieces of ID that appeared to show her to be 18. But Aaliyah's publicists continue to insist that she's 15.
Her parents were angry and wanted to fix the situation. News of the marriage spread quickly. People in the music industry started talking about it. In December 1994, Vibe magazine got a copy of Kelly and Aaliyah's marriage certificate. The certificate showed Kelly's real age, but Aaliyah's age was listed as 18 instead of 15. Vibe published the certificate with the caption, "Signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours." Many people were shocked, but when reporters asked Kelly and Aaliyah about the marriage, they denied it. Aaliyah told people, "We're close," and people took it the wrong way. Aaliyah's family quickly took legal action. In early 1995, they got the marriage annulled. This meant the marriage was canceled as if it had never happened. They also made Kelly sign an agreement to stay away from Aaliyah. In the agreement, Kelly promised never to contact her again, either personally or professionally. He also agreed not to talk about their relationship in public. In return, Aaliyah and her parents promised not to take legal action against him for any emotional pain or harm he had caused her.
The Budweiser company dropped her from its Superfest tour because it felt she was too young to be on the road. And most convincingly, the Detroit High School of the Performing Arts acknowledged that Aaliyah is in fact a 10th grade student there.
Kelly also paid Aaliyah $100 as part of the agreement. At the time, Kelly did not admit to any wrongdoing. The agreement had 2 monitors to make sure both sides followed the rules. One monitor was Kelly's lawyer. The other was Aaliyah's uncle, Barry Hankerson. Hankerson was a big name in the music business. He also advised Kelly to get professional help for his behavior toward underage girls.
It's good to know that there's a lot of people out there that don't see nothing wrong with it either.
Aside from R. Kelly, many men in the music industry liked her, including Jay-Z and Dame Dash. Jay-Z was very interested in her and tried hard to impress her. He wanted to be in a relationship with her. But in the end, Aaliyah chose Dame Dash instead. Dame Dash and Aaliyah started dating in 2000. They were happy together, and their relationship lasted until Aaliyah's tragic death in 2001. Dame Dash later said in interviews that he did not plan to fall in love with her, but it just happened. He described Aaliyah as different from what people saw on TV. He said she was a special person, and he really cared about her. Some people believe that Aaliyah caused problems between Jay-Z and Dame Dash. According to producer Choke No Joke, Jay-Z was with Aaliyah first. He said he saw Jay-Z and Aaliyah at parties together before Dame Dash entered the picture. He claimed that Dame Dash knew Jay-Z liked Aaliyah, but still went after her. This may have made Jay-Z upset. However, Dame Dash said he did not know Jay-Z was interested in Aaliyah. He said that everyone in the industry liked Aaliyah, and he was just one of the many men trying to get her attention. He did not think he was doing anything wrong. But some people believe Dame Dash betrayed Jay-Z by getting into a relationship with Aaliyah.
Come on right here, Damon. Damon, Aaliyah. Try to get you guys.
After Aaliyah passed away, the problems between Jay-Z and Dame Dash became worse. One major issue was Jay-Z's decision to work with R. Kelly. Jay-Z and R. Kelly made 2 albums together, Best of Both Worlds in 2002 and Unfinished Business in 2004. Dame Dash was not happy about this because of R. Kelly's past with Aaliyah. Aaliyah had married R. Kelly when she was only 15 years old, and there were many rumors about their relationship. Dame Dash felt that working with R. Kelly was disrespectful to Aaliyah's memory. He said he did not support the project and distanced himself from it. This made the situation between Jay-Z and Dame Dash worse. They started arguing more, and their business partnership fell apart. Eventually, they went their separate ways. There was also another rumor that made things worse. Choke No Joke claimed that Dame Dash tried to go after Beyoncé too. He said that Jay-Z was very serious about Beyoncé and planned to marry her. But Dame Dash was also interested in her. According to Choke No Joke, this made Jay-Z even angrier. He felt that Dame Dash was trying to take the women he cared about. But sadly, her life was cut short in a terrible plane crash. Fans were heartbroken, and people still remember her today. Many ask, what caused the accident? Could it have been avoided? Aaliyah had just finished filming the music video for her song Rock the Boat in the Bahamas. On the day of the crash, she and her team were in a rush. They wanted to leave the Bahamas as soon as possible.
The plane crash that killed a rising star in the world of music and film. Reaction today after Aaliyah and 8 others were killed when their plane went down.
When the plane took off, it struggled to get into the air. It was too heavy and unbalanced. Witnesses saw it lift slightly, then tilt to one side. Suddenly, it dropped back down, crashing into the ground at high speed. The impact was strong. The plane's wings broke apart, and its engine was torn off.
Investigators now saying one of the engines apparently failed. Along with 8 passengers, Aaliyah, a young Brooklyn native and a talented singer and actress.
The crash was so severe that 5 people, including Aaliyah, died instantly. The others died shortly after from their injuries. It was a horrible accident that left families and fans in deep sadness.
And Aaliyah had a huge following not only here in New York City, but nationwide. Only 22 years old, this pop sensation was a popular singer.
When experts investigated the crash, they found several mistakes. First, the plane was 700 pounds overweight. Second, the weight was not evenly spread inside the aircraft. This made it unstable. Third, the pilot was not properly trained and was under the influence of drugs. These mistakes combined led to the tragedy.
Sweetest person you can know, very intelligent. She knew what she was about and she knew what she wanted to do with her life.
There have been many conspiracy theories about Aaliyah's death. Some people think it was not an accident. Recently, a new theory has spread on TikTok. Some users believe that Beyoncé, Jay-Z, and Diddy were involved. This idea sounds crazy, but it has gained a lot of attention online. Many fans are talking about it, even though there is no real proof.
By the way, wasn't this all around the time when Aaliyah died?
Yeah.
And Beyonce's solo career was struggling? Jam on your horn now, that record.
Some people believe Beyoncé's rise to fame is connected to Aaliyah's death. They say that before Aaliyah died, she was the top R&B singer. Many think she would have had a long and successful career, but after she passed away, Beyoncé became one of the biggest stars in the music industry. This has made some people wonder if Aaliyah's death was planned to clear the way for Beyoncé. Of course, there is no evidence to support this idea, but that has not stopped people from talking about it. One reason why people are suspicious is that many celebrities have openly praised Beyoncé in a way that seems unusual. There are videos of famous people showing extreme admiration for her. For example, Kanye West interrupted Taylor Swift at the 2009 MTV VMAs to say that Beyoncé had one of the best albums ever. In another moment, Adele broke her Grammy Award in half in 2017 and said she wanted to share it with Beyoncé.
My artist of my life is Beyoncé, and this album for me, the Lemonade album, was just so monumental. Beyoncé, it was so monumental.
These moments have made some people think there is a secret group in the music industry that supports Beyoncé. Some even say that she is part of the Illuminati, a group that supposedly controls the world from behind the scenes. The connection to Jay-Z makes the theory even more interesting to conspiracy theorists. Jay-Z has used a hand sign for many years that forms a triangle. He says it represents a diamond, but some believe it is a symbol of the Illuminati. Beyoncé has also been seen making this hand sign, which adds to the rumors. Some think Aaliyah was asked to join this secret group but refused because she did not want to be part of it. Some believe the group wanted to replace her. Around the same time, Jay-Z started dating Beyoncé, and her career took off.
By the way, wasn't this all around the time when Aaliyah died?
Yeah.
And Beyonce's solo career was struggling? Jam on your horn now, that record.
Aaliyah herself once spoke about a strange dream she had. In an interview in Paris, she said, "It's dark in my favorite dream. Someone is after me. I don't know why. I feel fear. Then suddenly I lift off. I fly away, far away." Some people believe this was a sign that she knew something bad was going to happen. They think someone after her could mean she felt threatened by people in the industry. The part about lifting off has led some to believe she was predicting her own death in the plane crash. Aaliyah was passionate about acting and had big dreams. She once talked about wanting to play Cleopatra in a movie. She was very interested in Egyptian history and said she wanted to visit Egypt. Years later, Beyoncé appeared as Cleopatra in a performance. This has made some conspiracy theorists claim that Beyoncé took over Aaliyah's dreams and career. They think Aaliyah's passing allowed Beyoncé to have the success that was meant for Aaliyah. Another reason people are suspicious is that new details about Aaliyah's plane crash have surfaced. Some reports say that she did not want to get on the plane. Witnesses have said that Aaliyah was given a sleeping pill before boarding. The plane was also overloaded, which caused it to crash shortly after takeoff. These details have made some people believe that there was foul play involved. However, there is no real evidence that anyone planned the accident. It is important to hold every information with a pinch of salt. Another most shocking claim about Aaliyah's death comes from someone who worked with Barry Hankerson's record company. This person said that Barry received a $90 million settlement after Aaliyah passed away. This made people wonder, was her death connected to money? Why would someone get such a huge amount for a wrongful death case?
I convened with so many people. P. Diddy was a person I convened with. I admired him so much.
Barry Hankerson, Aaliyah's uncle, had a $90 million life insurance policy on her. At the time, he was also managing R. Kelly. He introduced Aaliyah to R. Kelly, and they started working together on music. They became close, and rumors spread that they got married. But this was not true. It was just a trick to get more attention for Aaliyah's career. R. Kelly was very famous at the time, so connecting her to him helped her become more popular. Many people tried to deny this, but it made no sense. If they were really married, why would Aaliyah's family, R. Kelly's family, and even Barry Hankerson himself act like it never happened? And why would Barry continue managing R. Kelly if R. Kelly had actually married his niece? It seems like everyone involved had no idea they were being used in a bigger plan.
But what I was really more tight about was that I had heard that Lenny Kravitz had offered her a jet and that Hype had took the jet. So that's what really pissed me off about the situation when I heard about that.
As Aaliyah's fame grew, Barry was waiting for the right time to collect the insurance money. He forced her to get on the plane even though she didn't want to. Someone who was with Barry when she died later said that Barry didn't even react. He just took the money. Mary J. Blige once said that Aaliyah's death was a spiritual murder. She did not explain what she meant, but her words made people think there was something suspicious about Aaliyah's death. She said that Aaliyah was taken too soon, and that things should not have happened the way they did.
Barry, when Aaliyah died, for a wrongful death, he got paid $90 million for her death.
After Aaliyah's tragic death, her parents, Diane and Michael Houghton, took legal action. They filed a lawsuit against Instinct Productions, the company responsible for producing the Rock the Boat music video and arranging transportation for Aaliyah and her team. They believed that the company had been careless in planning the trip. The lawsuit also included other defendants who were involved in arranging the flight. In 2003, about 2 years after Aaliyah's death, the family reached a private settlement with the people they had sued. They also settled a case with Blackhawk, the company that operated the Cessna 402B, and Atlantic Flight Group, the flight broker. These companies were accused of negligence, meaning they failed to take proper precautions, which led to the deadly crash. Other families who lost loved ones in the crash also took legal action.
And crucially, was the pilot capable of flying? It's emerged he wasn't licensed for that type of aircraft and was also under investigation for drugs offenses.
The families of Eric Foreman and Anthony Dodd, 2 members of Aaliyah's crew, sued several companies, including Instinct, Blackhawk, Virgin Records, and Blackground, for wrongful death. They believe that these companies were responsible for the accident and should be held accountable for what happened. Aaliyah's death shocked the world. In the days following the crash, fans across the country held memorials to honor her. People gathered to pay their respects and remember her talent, beauty, and kind personality. Many looked up to her as a role model, especially young girls who admired her confidence and style. In Detroit, where Aaliyah grew up, hundreds of people gathered for a candlelight vigil to say goodbye to the singer. Her impact on music and fashion was undeniable, and her sudden passing left a huge void in the industry.
It's come as a shock. It's a pretty hard one to swallow, especially the way that she went, because there's so many ways that you can die, you know, and that's a pretty tragic way to go.
Many celebrities also shared their grief and memories of Aaliyah. DMX, who acted alongside her in the movie Romeo Must Die, spoke about how special she was. He described her as talented, kind, and full of positive energy. He said that she could brighten anyone's day and that he would never forget her. Music producer Timbaland, who worked closely with Aaliyah on hit songs like Are You That Somebody, spoke about how much she meant to him.
I was in love with her. I said, but I'm not, she's just a baby. I'm old. I said to myself, I'm just gonna be her brother.
He said that after losing Aaliyah, he felt like he had lost part of his creativity. He admired her not just for her talent, but also for her personality, calling her one of the most special people he had ever met. Aaliyah's influence reached beyond the music world. NBA star LeBron James once shared that her death had a deep effect on him. When he was in college and suffered a serious injury, he thought about how Aaliyah's life was taken too soon. He realized that tomorrow is never promised, so he pushed himself to keep playing and never take anything for granted. Aaliyah's career had some controversies. One big issue was her first album, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. The lyrics in some songs also made people feel uneasy because they seemed too suggestive for someone her age. This made fans and critics question why such an album was made for a teenage girl.
I'm not, she's just a baby. I'm old. I said to myself, I'm just gonna be her brother.
Another problem came in 1997 when Aaliyah was sued over her song, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. The lawsuit claimed that the song copied Bobby Caldwell's 1978 hit, What You Won't Do for Love. The people who owned Caldwell's song said Aaliyah's track sounded too similar. This led to legal trouble, and it became another issue connected to the album. Many artists face lawsuits over music sounding the same, but because of the album's earlier controversy, this lawsuit just added more problems. It made people talk even more about whether the album should have been made the way it was. Years later, in 2021, another controversy happened. Aaliyah's song Poison, featuring The Weeknd, was released. Fans were excited at first because Aaliyah had passed away in 2001, and hearing a new song from her was special. But when they listened to the track, many were disappointed. They said her vocals sounded bad and not properly fixed before being released. Fans felt it was disrespectful to her legacy. Some people believed her voice was not treated with care, and it seemed like a poor attempt to make money rather than honor her. Many spoke out, saying Aaliyah deserved better.
It takes more than some hot producer to create a superstar. It takes the right artist.
The 2014 Lifetime movie, Aaliyah. The Princess of R&B was meant to tell the story of Aaliyah, the famous singer who died too young. But instead of honoring her, the movie upset a lot of people. Aaliyah's family did not approve of the film, and they were not involved in making it. This meant the people behind the movie did not have the full story or the rights to Aaliyah's music. Fans noticed the movie left out many important details and changed some parts of her life. Another big issue happened in 2021, when Aaliyah's music was put on streaming platforms without her family's permission. Before this, her music was very hard to find online. For years, people who loved her songs could not listen to them on major apps like Spotify or Apple Music. This was because of disagreements between Aaliyah's estate and her record label. Many fans were happy to finally have her music available, but her family was not pleased. They said they were not included in the decision and felt disrespected. Artists continue to honor Aaliyah's memory. On what would have been Aaliyah's 40th birthday, her brother Rashad wrote a heartfelt poem in her honor, showing how much she was still loved and missed by her family. Missy Elliott, another artist who worked with Aaliyah, also paid tribute to her. She praised Aaliyah's unique style, smooth dance moves, and effortless coolness. Missy said that Aaliyah's music would always be ahead of its time and that she would never be forgotten.